Blakely, and I have the privilege of overseeing communications for Tavistock Development Company and Lake Nona. So on behalf of our teams, let me be the first to welcome you here to our community in Lake Nona. Immediately following the remarks this morning, there's going to be a groundbreaking ceremony and photos right here in front of the stage, and there will be refreshments in the back of the room for all the guests. We are also going to take a second set of photos outside. We will not have formal press Q&A on the stage, but questions and interview requests can be facilitated immediately following the second groundbreaking photos. So for my friends in the press, if you could hold all your questions until after the groundbreaking photos have ended, we would be greatly appreciative. For those who are looking for interviews, you can find myself or my colleagues Ichiro Kawasaki and Jeff Berger, who are in the back of the room waving their hands. And we will also have press kits and an announcement press release available in the back of the room. In addition to our honorable elected leaders on stage, I would like to thank our City of Orlando Commissioner, Jim Gray, Orange County Commissioner Jennifer Thompson's office, Susan Mikowski, and Chairwoman of the Osceola County Board of County Commissioners, Viviana Janner, and from U.S. Senator Bill Nelson's office, Helen Miller. Thank you for joining us today, and I apologize if I've missed anybody, so if you could also raise your hand and be recognized. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce our first speaker and dignitary, and I've asked him to help today do a couple of the introductions as well. Tavistock Group Senior Managing Director, Sesh Thakkar. Sesh has been with the Tavistock Group for more than 20 years, serving as our founder and chairman, Mr. Joe Lewis's right-hand advisor. In this capacity, he has overseen a wide variety of businesses across the globe, from life sciences and financial services to real estate. He also oversees mergers and acquisitions for the International Organization, which has a presence in more than 15 countries across more than 200 companies. And while Sesh has many responsibilities covering thousands of employees around the world, we know that Lake Nona is a passion project, a legacy for him personally, and one in which we are all very grateful for his oversight. Sesh has been involved with Lake Nona since the very first day and personally sourced and oversaw the initial acquisition of land, which in the last 2 decades has nearly tripled to encompass 17 square miles. As the mastermind of Lake Nona, or as some say, the maniacal architect, he has a laser focus and attention to every detail that has earned him this status. We are moved by his energy. He literally calls us at 6 in the morning, emails at 4 a.m., I don't know when he sleeps. We feed off his passion every day, and we're privileged to have his leadership. And I am very honored on behalf of our entire team to introduce you to Mr. Sesh Thakkar.
Thank you, Jesse. Well, it's not hard to be passionate about Lake Nona. Knowing that you're making a difference in people's lives, that is the fuel of our passion. Last year, over 68 million people traveled to Orlando. We're the #1 destination in the world, in part because 40 years ago, one man had a dream to entertain children and families. But today, that is only half of it. At some point, Walt Disney's dream gained so much momentum and so many additional parties who shared that same vision that success seemed inevitable. But it never is and should never be taken for granted. To fulfill and complete audacious dreams, one must never stop, never quit, never stop investing, never stop collaborating, experimenting, or pushing the limits of our imagination. 10 years ago, from a cow pasture, we imagined a place that would not only entertain people, it would make them healthier, happier, live longer, stronger, and in short, expand the boundaries of human achievement. I want you all to know, Governor, mayors, our partners at KPMG, and all of our partners who are here today, we at Tavistock are all in. We will not rest. We will not stop dreaming. We will not stop doing, in part because we are inspired by you. The political leaders, our corporate partners, the athletes, doctors, scientists, parents, and students who are all helping us redefine, according to a Fortune magazine feature, the new model for the American city. What really gives me goosebumps is that it has only been 10 years. Yesterday's visions are now standard vocabulary. But what keeps us maniacally focused is that our team at Tavistock alone has over $1 billion of additional projects to be managed and built in Lake Nona in the next 36 months. Thank you, Jim Zaboral, and all of our team. And that's in addition to anything others are constructing at Lake Nona, like KPMG's $400 million center. We're excited about it. And here's a sneak peek. We're going to build an iconic performance resort right between the USTA and KPMG, like no other in the world. How do we know? Trust me. We've searched the world for the perfect model to match our vision. It doesn't exist. So we went to work, collaborating with our partners right here and experts in different disciplines from around the world, to design and build from the ground up a resort complex that will change any guest that stays there, inspire them, elevate their capacity in mind and body, and frankly, a place that will take every guest to the next level of their performance. We have millions of square feet in development, an 11-acre man-made crystal lagoon pool, doubling of our golf and country club, several educational institutions sprouting up, and multiple corporate giants looking to relocate here. We've got one of the fastest-growing residential communities in all of America, one of the most exciting retail town centers about to redefine how we shop, and a goal of having the richest programming calendar and schedule of any community in the country. Having said all that, it's all of Florida and Orlando that should be really proud today. 3 years ago, KPMG lumped us in with 49 other cities to start with, which they then shortlisted to 9 cities and then selected 3 finalists to go really deep with: Atlanta, Dallas, and Orlando. Winning that contest highlights that what Florida and Orlando has to offer is being recognized by some of the world's best and brightest, the planet's most eminent auditors, advisors, and business consultants. So, can you imagine what that deal process and due diligence was like? Jesse, maybe that's why I wasn't sleeping. But what it showed us, up close and personal, is how talented, thorough, and thoughtful, whilst being the ultimate in respectful, that KPMG as an organization is. In fact, KPMG was so good, we're now issuing a decree at Tavistock Group to only use KPMG for all of our work. How's that, Lynn? I want to welcome all of KPMG to Lake Nona, and what will make me so proud is knowing that as you go out and change the world, you will be taking a little bit of Florida, Orlando, and Lake Nona with you. Now, our first speaker. She's one of the most powerful people in the country. Lynn Dowy is the U.S. Chairman and CEO at KPMG. Lynn has held numerous senior leadership positions during her 30-year career with the firm. She began her career at KPMG in 1985 and has played an integral role in the success of this global giant that is basically advising the business community of the world. She's been profiled in top media outlets, including the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, the Washington Post, and more. She's won numerous awards, and one can only stand in awe of her accomplishments. We are proud to have her be a part of our family now. Please help me welcome Chairman and CEO Lynn Dowy.
Thank you, Sesh. I don't think I've ever had quite such a wonderful introduction. Wow, and thank you all for joining us today. In January, we announced our plans to build a learning, development, and innovation community facility right here in Lake Nona. And today, we're extremely excited to break ground on what will be a 55-acre state-of-the-art campus with cutting-edge technology and 800,000 square feet of innovative learning space, residential space, recreation, and dining. We appreciate so much the strong support we continue to receive from local and state officials, as well as the entire Lake Nona community. On behalf of everyone at KPMG, I would like to thank Governor Rick Scott, his staff, Tim Vanderhoof from Enterprise Florida. All of you supported our project from its inception. The city and county of Orlando in particular, Mayor Buddy Dyer from Orlando, where are you? Over here. And Teresa Jacobs from Orange County and their economic development teams, Sesh Thakkar, Jim Zaberla, Skipper Peak of Tavistock. You understood and embraced our vision from day one and have been great collaborators and business partners as we bring this project to reality. Frank Kruehnbacher and Phil Brown of Greater Orlando Aviation Authority, who are committed to welcoming thousands of KPMG travelers who will be coming here for training. Robert Utze, Crystal Searcy, and Casey Barnes of the Economic Development Commission, Roseanne Harrington and Robert Collins of the Orlando Utilities Commission, and of course, the Lake Nona community. We're proud to join other world-class organizations in this area, which attracts business innovators and residents committed to collaboration, to wellness, and innovation. The establishment of our Learning Development and Innovation Facility is the largest capital investment our firm has ever made, and we're making it here. This facility will be completed in 2019. It will include an innovation center to support training and client engagement, as well as a heritage center to celebrate our firm's rich history and our culture. Whether our professionals are participating in instructor-led training in the classroom, working with their project teams in a residential lounge, or networking with new colleagues on a hiking path, we want to create an immersive experience that's interactive, collaborative, inspiring, and reflects how innovation is a part of KPMG's DNA. And that's why today is so special for us, because we're celebrating our most important investment, and that investment is our people. Developing extraordinary talent is at the heart of our purpose, and it's why we truly believe that we're one of the best places to build a career. The cultural experience of our center starts with our new campus recruits, and it spans entire careers and beyond. In the audience today are 12 students. I see them right over here. They're from across the country, and they've been invited to participate in internships with KPMG. And we wanted them to see firsthand our commitment to supporting their development and their advancement as future KPMGers. KPMG's culture is built on stewardship, and the establishment of our Learning, Development, and Innovation Center will make our firm stronger for those next generations of professionals and partners. Creating the best culture and having the best people is central to our strategic vision and our growth strategy. Our new facility will leverage the most advanced technology. It will promote collaboration and hands-on learning, and it will strengthen our culture by bringing together our people to reinforce our values, our vision, our commitment to quality, and our dedication to our community. Importantly, our new facility will also add new jobs. KPMG is already a proud member of the Florida business community. Right now, KPMG employs more than 650 people in Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami. And with completion of this project, 80 new KPMG jobs will be created for operating the facility in Lake Nona. And in addition, yes. But in addition, we expect to add some 250 jobs in Florida in the next 3 years as our business serving the audit, tax, and advisory needs of our clients continues to expand. So that's a total of 330 new jobs, KPMG statewide, which added to our current workforce represents a total of 1,000 KPMG partners and professionals by 2020 who will serve organizations in Florida and give back to the communities and proudly call Florida their home. For years, Orlando has been the destination choice for our professional development programs and our meetings. And by working with local government and business development teams, our new campus will generate some 150,000 KPMG visits in this area in just the first few years alone. And we're thrilled to be increasing our presence in Florida and looking forward to building on our existing relationships so that many of you here are creating new ones as well. So to execute this wonderful facility that you see behind me, we have already begun to assemble a world-class team to complement the great KPMG leaders who brought us here thus far. And I'm excited to announce that one of those great additions is Bill Fleming, our new Managing Director of Construction Management. Bill, where are you? I know you're here. There's Bill. Bill most recently served as President and CEO of one of the largest construction and development companies in the world, and we're so delighted to have him on board. It's going to be pretty easy to bring this to life, right, Bill? Okay, just checking. Okay, so in addition to Bill, we welcome Peter Sackla, who will work with Carol Muldoon and the operations and how we're going to maximize the cultural impact of this center. I'm confident Bill, Carol, Peter will help us realize the vision here in Lake Nona as we join the other world-class organizations that call this incredible community their home. Now I'm pleased to turn it over to Governor Rick Scott, the 45th governor of the great state of Florida. Governor, thank you for your energetic support and for being here today.
Well, most importantly, I want to thank everybody at KPMG, Lynn and Laura and everybody from KPMG. Of course, this would never happen but for great companies like KPMG. They're adding jobs here. I want to congratulate Sesh and everybody at Tavistock for all their success. I can tell you there's not many people like Sesh around the state that are going out every day and trying to recruit companies here. I've probably been asked by Sesh to make phone calls for companies. He's asked me more than anybody in the state other than somebody that's in business. Also, I want to thank each of the mayors for being here. It's a wonderful community. The city's great. The county's great. And they are out there trying to get jobs every day in this area. I want to thank Frank Kruehnbacher, the chair of the airport. This is a beautiful airport, and we're going to continue to grow and see a lot more jobs here. Now, anybody that's followed what I've tried to do over the last 7 years since I started running is get more jobs. And so it's great to be at events like this. This state's on a roll. We've added over 1.3 million jobs now in 6 years, 15,000 jobs just last month. Our job growth rate is generally almost double the national rate. Our labor force is growing faster, but we know we have to keep working hard to get great companies like KPMG here. But let me just highlight KPMG first. A global business with locations worldwide. However, the most important ones are in Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and Tallahassee. They already have almost 700 employees here, but today's a great announcement to build this training, development, and innovation facility for KPMG to do that, add these 80 jobs with a commitment or a plan to at least add another 250 jobs. That's a big day for our state. So congratulations to everybody at KPMG for all your success. Now, Lynn, if you'll come up, I have an award for you. You don't have to put it on if you don't want to mess up your hair. I never have to worry about messing up my hair. This is the Governor's Business Ambassador Award. They don't give this in any other state, I don't think. Only in Florida. So this is for individuals that add jobs in our great state. So congratulations. Let me just finish again I want to thank everybody at KPMG. Every job is important. Every job, all the 1.3 million jobs we've added, every one of them is important to a person. These 330 more jobs are going to be important to families. They change people's lives. So we have to keep fighting for jobs. We're competing with 49 other states. We're competing with other countries. I want all the jobs in Florida. The mayors want all the jobs right here. So have a great day.
Thank you, Governor. I promise not to call you after 11 o'clock at night, but I have to tell you that this governor is always on for the state of Florida and for the people in this great state. So thank you for everything that you do. Now, given the number of major needle-moving business deals this next person has orchestrated, I am certain he would be right at home in the bullpen of KPMG's strongest rainmakers. Mayor Dyer, you've been instrumental in so many of this city's greatest accomplishments. Your track record is more than obvious. I feel simply that you are the most visionary mayor of any city in all of America. You've blurred the lines between public service, entrepreneurialism, and visionary. I can't imagine an Orlando without you at the helm. Your decision-making prowess rises above being a Democrat or a Republican. Your vision alone is audacious, but you don't stop there. You attract and grow other people's visions. Your financial stewardship is well documented, and your creativity is inspiring. Under your leadership, Orlando has grown at unprecedented rates, whilst at the same time achieving the highest municipal credit rating in the state. Please help me welcome a man who is instrumental in today's accomplishment, City of Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer.
It's always nice to get a Sesh intro. They're very glowing and undeserved. Good morning. I'm thrilled to be here today for this monumental occasion, and I am equally thrilled to be doing a groundbreaking in an air-conditioned tent. So thank you, whoever's idea that was. Governor Scott, let me first thank you for making the trip down from Tallahassee for this groundbreaking ceremony. It seems like you've been down here just about every other week for a ribbon cutting or a groundbreaking and adding more and more jobs. And I also want to recognize District 1 Super Commissioner Jim Gray. He joined us today. Thank you for your continued support and hard work for Lake Nona. So today, KPMG, the fastest growing Big Four professional services firm in the United States, breaks ground on this fabulous facility. Their decision to locate this facility in Orlando, as Sesh has already detailed, signifies that corporate America know what you and I know, that Orlando is a city on the rise. Although our reputation as a destination for amazing vacations and world-class hospitality is second to none, Orlando is so much more. Orlando is a place where partnerships are valued over competition, where quality of life amenities help attract the best and the brightest talent to our workforce, and where, despite being one of the fastest growing cities in America, we maintain a sense of community. You don't have to be third generation to be whatever you want to be here in Orlando. When KPMG was evaluating cities, it became clear that Orlando was the perfect fit for their organization to build their flagship training center. Not only does this facility create a significant capital investment in our community, but local businesses will see continued benefit as the employees will shop in our stores, dine in our restaurants, enjoy our abundant sports and entertainment communities, And moreover, as has been suggested already, the employees that come and train here will leave Orlando knowing the other half of Orlando. A city where innovation and creativity and entrepreneurship are some of the most abundant and valuable assets that we have, and I believe are the foundation for our continued economic growth. So on behalf of the city, I want to thank Lynn and the entire KPMG team for your investment in Orlando. We are honored and proud to have KPMG here in the city of Orlando.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer. It is now my pleasure to introduce Orange County Mayor Teresa Jacobs. She is a well-known champion of ethics reform and promotes strong public participation. It's actually one of the reasons why she's so popular and creams anyone who runs against her. Mayor Jacobs is focused on maintaining Orange County's status as a world-class destination and our #1 ranking. She realized that being known for tourism was only half of it. It was her vision that is revealing the real face of Orlando by initiating the branding campaign, Orlando, You Don't Know the Half of It. Through this campaign, we're able to boost awareness of the region's exploding capabilities in translational medicine and research, higher education, high-tech, digital media, and modeling, simulation, and training. She wants the world to know about the other half of Orlando. Mayor Jacobs is a staunch advocate for protecting Orange County's great quality of life and for leading far-reaching sustainability efforts while strengthening the safety net for those in need, with a special emphasis on impacting domestic violence, child abuse, and homelessness. In short, Mayor Jacobs is committed to making Orange County the best place to live, work, and raise a family. Please join me in welcoming Orange County Mayor Teresa Jacobs.
Well, I can still say good morning. Good morning, and like every time we come together, it's a great day to be in Orlando, isn't it? Commissioner Gray, it's great to see you out here. It's wonderful to see so many people here. It's wonderful. Lynn, thank you for bringing your interns. It's wonderful to be able to welcome you to our great city, our great state. We're so excited to have KPMG join the family of Orlando and Orange County. I've known of KPMG's record for excellence for years, but I never thought we would have this opportunity to share our community with you. Our community has been extremely successful. We're a very dynamic place to live and a dynamic place to work, but I think our greatest strength has been the synergy that we draw from the spirit and culture of collaboration. And I know how important that is to KPMG's success. But I also know that we are always trying to learn. We are always improving. We have this incredible place that you are in right now, Lake Nona, and our medical city. And I want to recognize Sesh Thakkar for his enormous leadership to imagine that 10 years ago there was nothing here. And today, as you drive around and you see a vision and a dream come to reality, it shows you that here in Orlando, if you can dream it, you can do it. We do it over and over again. And KPMG, welcome to the team. Welcome to the family. Thank you for bringing the jobs. But thank you more than anything for your confidence in our community. You know, we have gone from probably suffering through the recession and the credit crisis and the collapse in our housing markets just about as hard as any place in the country to being #1 for job growth for large regions anywhere in the nation. But growing jobs is just a part of the equation. It's increasing good jobs. It's raising the average wage. We are now ranked #12 in the nation for wage growth, and we're expected by Forbes to reach the mark of #2 by next year. These things are not possible without great leadership, and the great leadership that we have from our Governor Scott, who has made jobs his primary focus because he knows that a family without a job is a family without hope. But growing the jobs, as I said, is not enough. It's growing those great jobs, those jobs with futures, those jobs with tremendous potential, those jobs that continually challenge us to learn and be our best selves. And that's what KPMG brings to the table. Again, we're thrilled to welcome you. We're thrilled for all of our partners, Enterprise Florida, the Orlando Economic Partnership, Mayor Dyer, the City of Orlando. You couldn't be, by the way, if you're wanting to build this building, I understand the hard part was the picture, and the easy part is building it. I don't think you could say that about any place other than the City of Orlando. Mayor Dyer does an excellent job in making sure that when you're ready to build, they're ready to help you. So congratulations, Mayor Dyer, for the job that you've done. To everyone here that's joining the family, congratulations. You couldn't pick a better place. I spent a lot of time in Texas, and I lived in Atlanta. You made the right decision. Just a little biased. Thank you.
Mayor Jacobs, thank you for your kind remarks. Look, I'm privileged to be the one up on the stage, but it is our Tavistock family that makes everything happen. Jim Zaboral, our president, would you please stand, and everyone on Team Tavistock that's here. Thank you, buddy. Love working with you. So one of the key factors in KPMG's decision was ranking the closest airport to all of their potential location choices. I knew that's when we needed an obstacle stopper, Frank Kruehnbacher. The Airport Authority's chairman of the board. Frank, Phil Brown, and their team left no stone unturned in showing how Orlando International Airport is one of, if not the most, innovative, leading-edge, and collaborative airports in the country. Frank has ensured that not only is this airport the gateway to the world, but also the gateway for business. Frank, without your involvement, I'm not sure we would have landed this plane. Frank's involvement and leadership over the years in so many organizations that impact this region's quality of life is inspiring. He's a past president of the Greater Orlando Chamber of Commerce. He was counsel to the Orange County Public School Board for over 30 years, now the 9th largest system in the country, maybe the 8th. He was a member of the Orange County Ethics Task Force. He also served on the Central Florida Zoological Board, the Orange County Convention and Visitors Bureau Board, just to name a few. Frank, I know I've said this before, but it just always makes me smile. Please help me welcome the wind beneath our wings, Frank Kruehnbacher.
Thank you very much. Let me give you a little background on this project. It was about 2 years or so ago that I get a call from Sesh. For those of us who know Sesh, you don't get a call saying, would you like to go to lunch, and I'm picking up the check. You don't get a call, would you like to go to dinner, and I'm buying dinner. You get a call, I need you to do something. And he tells me there's this secret project, would I attend a meeting? And I said yes, and long and short of it is we have a meeting at the airport with Phil Brown and representatives of KPMG. Now, we meet with a lot of people. Very candidly, some people you wish you hadn't met with. Other people you really, really are happy you met with. And I can tell the chair of KPMG that, Carol, would you stand up, and David and Carol? Come on, David and Laura. I don't think you could have, and Laura too, better people representing your company, because we left that meeting wanting to make it work, and in large part because of them. And thank you, because it was a pleasure. So what happens? We find out we're approximately 40 cities being looked at, and then we get told it's narrowed down to us and that evil Texas. So I'm meeting with Phil Brown, and we're coming up with what we can do for KPMG, at which point Phil says, just how much do we have to do? And I said, well, Phil, if we're going to have to paint KPMG on the roof of the runways, we're going to do it, because you're going to have to be the one that calls the governor and says we lost to Texas, which fortunately we did not, and it came here. This project happened. Where are you, Phil? He's somewhere way in the back. Phil, thank you and the team at GOA. Without you, it never would work as well as it works. So I really appreciate everything you do. But for those government officials who don't understand the value of government's role in economic development, look at this project. It would never have come to fruition. I sit between them without the leadership of Mayor Buddy Dyer and Mayor Teresa Jacobs, who are spectacular people to serve on a board with, and thank you. They have been very supportive of everything we've wanted to do. I think the legacy is there. This will be a great legacy that continues it. But folks, I never lose a chance when I have it to say, when you have leadership at the top that understands business and understands economic development and what it does for a community, you know, I've always said what this governor is doing ensures that our children are going to be able to stay in Florida and have jobs, and we're going to be able to have our extended families living here. And I just want to say publicly, Governor, so you know, when you go by the airport and you see what is the large facility, which is not the South Terminal, it's the intermodal facility. Without this governor, we don't have that. I don't believe without this governor, we don't get KPMG. And I just want to publicly thank you. I also think my record's better than his. I'm 1-0 against Texas. I don't know what your record is, but there may be a loss somewhere. No? Okay.
We're beating them every month.
He wants to just step on them and crush them. But that's the group that really brought this to fruition. I want to tell you that I am officially proclaiming, as chairman of the airport, Florida and Orlando as KPMG country forever. And I leave you with this piece of historical information, which is probably a good marketing tool. I had dinner the other night with some neighbors, and the one neighbor knew all about the KPMG project, and the one wife asked, what does KPMG stand for? And nobody could really know, and they said, you don't know, Frank? I said, I know, but I'm kind of shy about saying it. And they said, what? I said, well, the K is Kruehnbacher. So you should always know it's Kruehnbacher PMG project. So just want you to know that. Thank you all for being here.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm Laura Nowinski. I'm our Vice Chair of Operations for KPMG, and I'm here to bring this the speaking part of this to a close. So, Frank, thank you very much for your remarks today. Orlando and Florida's deal maker meets our deal maker in David Turner, and voila, out came a fantastic project. And thank you, too, to all of the other speakers, Sesh, Governor Scott, Mayor Dyer, Mayor Jacobs. We're honored that you took the time out of your busy schedules to join us today. Truly honored, and thank you very much for doing so. It's an exciting time for us. I'd really like to echo Lynn's comments about the appreciation to all of the people here on the stage and all of the folks in the audience that have made this a reality. And thank you, too, to our other KPMG leaders that are here today from the Orlando area and around the country, as well as to the press and the rest of the public that have joined us for this exciting day. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Lynn and Scott Ozanis, our deputy chair, our board, and our management committee for all of their support on this really important initiative. It takes vision, and it takes insight, and it takes, like Lynn said, a sense of stewardship about the future to take this step for our firm. Our learning, development, and innovation facility underpins our firm's commitment to create the best culture for our extraordinary people. Thank you, Lynn, for your vision and your leadership. Now it's time to get down to the more physical part of our event today, our actual groundbreaking. But first, I want to remind you of some of the details that Jesse shared with us a little bit earlier. Our speakers are going to be grabbing the shovels, and if you'd like, the hard hats. And we're going to break ground on our beautiful sand sculpture here in front of the stage. We ask that all of you, the guests here, just remain seated while we take part in this ceremonial groundbreaking. And then we're going to invite everyone in the audience to please join us for refreshments in the back, and we're going to move shortly after that to photos inside the tent and outside for a few minutes with the large ground diggers behind us. Here, I think Lynn said she was going to crawl up into one of them for a picture. So, interns, grab your photos and selfies with Lynn on the equipment. So, members of the media are certainly invited to join us as we move outside. Before we move on to this next phase in our program, I'd like to conclude with just two more thank yous. First of all, our events and meetings group and the entire network of people that they involved in making this. Somebody already mentioned the fantastic tent. I will say that they brought me the first drawing, and I said, "What? We need some shade. We need a stake in the ground." And they said, "No, no, no. It's Florida. You need the tent and you need the air conditioning." So thank you, thank you to everybody that put their heart and soul into making this day come together. And we hope that we're going to see all of you in the future as we have opportunities to meet when we open the doors of our new facility in just a couple short years. So with that, let's hand out the shovels and get ready for our groundbreaking. Thank you, everybody, for being here.